Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm the host of the No BS Coaching Advice podcast here on Anchor.fm. If you've always wanted to start a podcast, Anchor makes it ridiculously easy to do it. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. And best of all, it's completely free and ridiculously easy to use. I know I've used two other services. One was very expensive, like $700 a month expensive, until I realized I was getting hosed, and now it costs me much less, but it still costs me. Another service that's inexpensive, but it still costs me. Again, it's 100% free. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you can get paid to podcast. I do no BS coaching advice here, and it is a breeze. I can record on my laptop. I can record live off my phone. Again, very, very easy to use. So if you've always wanted to start a podcast and make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. This is the No BS Coaching Advice Podcast, episode 104. I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome. I like to spend some time regularly talking with you about life, the universe, everything. And today's show kind of builds on the last show, which was called Our Best. If you haven't listened to it, take a moment, listen to it now, and then come back to this one. If you decide that you want to do this one first, okay, that's fine. But, I'll simply say that in trying to become our best, what we always have to be doing is progressing or feeling like we're progressing. Often what starts to happen is we start to feel like we're in a rut. We start to feel as though we're stuck. And if you think of what a rut is like, a rut is where the tires on the vehicle are always running and it wears down. And there are areas that are higher right next to it, but man, those wheels are always going down the same road. And the result winds up being, if we're always going down the same road, it feels routine. It feels boring, right? Right? Doesn't it feel dull doing the same thing over and over again, day in and day out? And understand that in doing this, there's a risk that's involved. And it's kind of scary getting out of the routine or the rut that you're in. But the fact of the matter is, if you're afraid, you're challenging yourself. You're pushing outside of the rut and trying to climb out. And that's where the changes start to happen. One of the things I like to do to help move the needle forward for myself is schedule empty time. Time where there's nothing that I'm going to need to think about or do. It's really just time where I lay fallow to do nothing. And it's amazing how often ideas pop into my mind. Ideas that have been kind of laying beneath the surface, haven't seen the light of day yet, that just get activated by doing nothing, by being in a situation where nothing is planned, no TV, no music, no nothing. It can be on a walk I decide to do spontaneously. It can be during a run. It can be in a variety of different ways and manners. But the truth of the matter is, making empty time for me and perhaps for you will go a long way toward beginning the cycle of creating progress for yourself. Tell me, when was the last time you broke a rule? Tell me the last time you got out of the box of convention or behavior and did something a little bit different. The classic story that I hear from a sales training perspective is the person who walks into a Starbucks and tries to negotiate the price of their coffee. The person who lays down on the floor in a store and really does no screaming or yelling. They just decide to sit down or lay down. When was the last time you broke a rule, a convention, a social norm, something? Remember, when you're afraid, you're challenging yourself. And I have to tell you, anything you do is peppered with doubt and peppered with belief. Practicing doing something a little bit different serves you. Practicing doing something unconventional where there's really no risk to you except your own anxiety, your fear, and to discover that it's okay will go a long way toward helping you make progress. So that's today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, subscribe in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you listen to the show. Just subscribe so you get downloads whenever I release a new episode. Each show is going to be bite-sized morsels of advice just like today's. I hope you enjoyed it, and I do hope you subscribe. And if you do choose to subscribe, I hope you decide to support the show. There's a link that will take you to anchor.fm where you can make a pledge in support of the show. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you're interested in my coaching you, connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/the big game hunter. Mention that you listen to the show. I just happen to like knowing that I'm helping some folks. And once we're connected, message me about your interest in coaching. We'll set up a free call. We'll get acquainted, see if it makes sense. I'll be back soon with more. And in the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Take care. Time for the